Oh, live is good. I had to change way too much. Way too much. Okay. Can you hear me? Sensor? How's the volume? Are we good? Excellent. Holy All right. Hi. Hello. What's up, Sensor? What's up, country boy? Yeah. I knew there was going to be something. A I'm running Windows 7 on my PC, which is ridiculous. I know. But I managed to upload the software to do some streaming with some multi cameras. Got it all going. Everything was good, and then when I hit go live, it's like, oh, your drivers aren't something or other, and we're going to go ahead and not let you go live. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe I'll try to update my drivers quick or something. And then I updated it. It was like, oh, yeah, go here. You can just update it and it should work. So I put an updated version on my driver, and now my several screens that I have hooked up to my PC do not work. It says there's something wrong with my driver. Only one screen works. It's zoomed in like I'm a blind person with huge numbers on it. And I might have to revert the PC back to before today and try to figure something out or get Windows 10 or 11 or whatever. What are we on Windows now? What? I don't know. If you got a good PC and it's got a good video card and it's got good RAM and I can play quality games on it, yeah, you know, I guess. Here we are. Probably not going to have anyone come in now because they all saw it and it was struggling and they're like, all right, I'm doing something else. It's not going to even be live. Forget about it. I really have everything set up for these multi-cameras. So ultimately, that's the plan. That was the goal. But it looks like Fook Doozle in the house. Hey, bud. I was just talking about I was ranting about my issues with my computer here. It's giving me troubles, and I'm not able to do my multi-camera setup the way it let me get all the way there. Let me set everything up. I connected the two cameras. I got them on. I picked the size of the screen. There they are. I can see it as everything's good to go. And then it won't let me go live because my drivers are dumb or something. I don't know. What's my software? I don't know. It's like I said, I'm running Windows 7. I've got GTX 660 or something like that. I don't. I'm not real good with it. I got a computer buddy that comes over and hooks me up pretty well. Um, like I said, I have like a drone simulator game that requires a lot of power to run it. I used to play City Skylines, which is like a city sim game that requires a lot in order to run, otherwise it lags. And the computer can handle games like that, but it can't apparently. Yeah. I was planning on upgrading and getting a new computer, but yeah, just dropped in to say hi. What's up, ADHD? I've got kids soccer to get to. Hope you all have a great evening. For sure. It's a weekend. Don't have anything planned. I was going to go do a few things, but then I kind of got the software set up and was like, okay, I want to try this out. I wasn't even planning to go live today like I did on Thursday. Next Thursday will be the standard Thursday 6 p.m. Central Time. But I saw that I was able to get my I had a little window right here where you could see my face, and then I had this right here, and I had them able to change them and go back and forth, and it looked like it was going to work. That's what's the craziest part is why would they let me get all the way to here and then not start? It's silliness. You guys, ugh. Computers. Mr. Eddie, we made it. We don't have multi-camera setup, but we are here. We'll mess around for a little bit. LOL, the puppet knife. Yeah, I feel like that's gonna have to be a thing. And what's crazy is what was I if you have something with a large enough fuller like hole, like the frac doesn't it has a really good detent, but if because the hole's large, you can get your finger in there and then start doing it like a real bird. Oh boy. Who am I competing against? Oh, G-Ball right now. Yeah, again, I saw that when I was on the Night's Edge that G-Ball was going live, and I'm sure a lot of people are going live all the time every day, and that's why I was trying to figure out for my schedule, like what days would be non-competing with other stuff. This wasn't going to be a regular one here. This was just more me excited to do a multi-camera setup, which then ended up not working. But then since I said I was going live, I felt it was kind of necessary for me to at least go live and be like, and hi, my computer doesn't work. And now I'm going to have to revert it back to before today because now it has an issue. And it's funny because I've got 4 screens, which is way more than you need. One of them I usually don't use, but it's over by the table. So I got like a table set up here, and then over here is where my couch is and the TV and stuff. And I got a couple of displays, my main TV and a couple of displays so I can have something playing. I can look stuff up here. I can have Amazon up on this one or whatever all the time. But then I've got another one over here by the table. And so I mirror the main 2 TVs. So like if I had people over and while hanging out at the table, you wouldn't have to turn around to see a TV, like you're at the bar. It's cool. But now all of my screens are black except for my main screen, and it says there's something wrong with my video card. So, and then all of like the bottom icons are like this wide, and then the screen is like all condensed with these weird, I don't know. Let's forget about it. We're running one screen. I'll go for a little while. We'll have some fun. And hopefully by Thursday, I'll get it all set up. Andrew, hello. What's going on? Those are nice knives. Thank you. Now, how come this? Oh, I see.
Okay.
Pause. I'm screwing my own stuff up here. How do I? All right. Refresh. So it's a quiet little one here. Yeah, Andrew, which one you want to look at? Any choices? The Prado, one of my newer ones. This is a Ray Laconico design, CJRB. Really nice axis lock or crossbar style lock. I would say if anything, the scales would be the most cause of wanting to change. They're really flat, and I like this kind of wood, but something about, let's see if I can see it. Can you see the lines? Like the mill lines on the wood there? It's almost, it makes it look like plastic wood or fake wood. And so, and that's really flat. They could have raised it up, contoured a little bit, or it could be, if they were to do like Ultim like this, you could see through it and see because the liner inside of there is skeletonized and black. And so it would be a nice contrast to it. Are you using StreamYard or OB? What did I downloaded? I just wanted to try some free stuff quick since I knew my computer was out of date, and what could I get to actually run off of 7? And it was the OBS was the main platform, and then it was some Ninja something. I used some Ninja whatever. Yeah, OBS Studio, and then it was something Ninja, and that allowed me to take my phone camera and link to it, and then take my tablet camera and link to it. So it was all set up together and it had everything all going and I had it all lined up how it was supposed to be. And then it said, nope, your drivers aren't allowing us to go live. But it let me go all the way to the point where you're hitting live. And then it's like, no. Like, why would you let me do everything else? Like, it should say, oh, you can't do any of this. You need to update your software or whatever. I don't know. Welcome to computers. So, yeah, this, what was this called again? Kubi. This was my newest Kubi poop. I don't remember what this was called. It was new. There's a little stain on it. You see, I didn't get all of it off. There's a little bit of yellow right there. And if you look, when I flash it this way, there's a kind of a little bit of a lighter kind of stain that was left there. And that was like on the knife when I got it. A little disappointing. Oops. What am I doing? Ah! Never have like your wrist just breaks like it doesn't want to work on you or something. Where did I write that down somewhere? Or anybody remember? Saw the unboxing? It says on my page. But it's got a nice drop to it. What color should we do this one, huh? I enjoy this knife. A lot of the Kubis, they just have some good action. Like, it doesn't really require much to get its drop. The flick out is pretty good. Did this one work pretty good with the thumb too? Not so bad. I generally never do that. If you can do the Spidey flick, that's exactly what I am going to do. I did several unboxings lately, and they were fun. And I'm excited to show them off, but it's like, I don't want to get too ahead because I've still got eight or nine videos that I'm ahead right now. And so it's like, oh, what am I going to post today? What am I going to post tomorrow? I don't really know. And then I try to figure out, I don't like to rearrange them too much because if I talk about one and another, or I did one unboxing and then I get something really cool like a week later and then I want to show that one first. But if I go out of order, then I might say something in one that I haven't unboxed yet or I already unboxed. It's first world problems, trying to keep things in order. But I definitely have been getting several of the smaller little knives, all the ones that are like the size of the mini pyrites. Oh, jeez. I hate when TV shows used to air out of order. What did they do that with? I feel like it was not Lost. What was that one? There was a show, though, I remember they decided to go ahead and just air it in a different order. And then it ended up being kind of weird, and then people tuned out. Oh, it was that. What is the name of that? And they made a movie. They only did one season, and it was like 8 episodes. And it was like in space. Yeah, whatever. We're talking about TV shows. This is a knife channel. Yeah. Did anybody or Fook, do you know of any good ways to get that rust? Other than like this is it, that old rust. I'm not going to really probably do too much, but I want to try to remove some of that rust. I did it on my Boy Scout knife a little bit. Someone said to use oh my God. Vinegar. I guess that was something they were like, oh yeah, Serenity. Yeah, Firefly. That show, I swear they showed that out of order, didn't they? I'm pretty sure that was one that was like that. But anyway, rust removal. I did use some on my Boy Scout knife, and it worked fairly well. But there is still a little bit on there. Vinegar and baking soda. So maybe mix some baking soda with it. That might be a good idea. I was just kind of worried about how much corrosion it would actually cause. But I did it with this one and then I left it for a few days. Come on, focus. And it doesn't look that bad. So I might go in there and maybe then get some like high grit, like a couple thousand grit sandpaper or something, and then try to maybe smooth it out. I don't know. I don't really want to take it apart and stuff, but I'd love to try to get some of that rust off of there. Yep, happen all the time. Yeah, and why would they show things out of order? Just as confusing. Unless, I mean, like when they did, to go way back, like Star Wars, it was episode 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. I didn't really mind that, but whenever you watch something, you're watching a lot in its entirety, let alone like half-hour episodes or something. I like the Prado. Sorry, I don't know how to spell it. I think it's Prado. Prado. It's a Prado. Prado, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's fine. It is a cool knife. I would love to make some Ultim scales for it or something different. Just got to oil it after. Yeah. That I did oil it heavy. I noticed that like when you open this up, it still has, look at that inside there. I should go and clean that out. But like I cleaned it off really good, and then I left everything like half open like this, and then I put oil all along all those chunks, and then I ran some oil in there. Put way too much on just to kind of help remove any of the excess crap. I figure if it's like drowned in oil, and then you kind of wipe that around, that'll help kind of remove the remainder. But I don't know. I don't know. I haven't done a lot of restorations on blades and stuff, and so it's like, what do you do? But then this one, like I said, this is as old as can be, and it's probably not a salvageable thing other than I keep it in my collection. Just to remember when I held this when I was like 8, Big Bald, how's it going? Welcome to the chaos of only one camera today. I failed, but here we are. But yeah, I've had this forever, and so I want to keep it forever. But it would be nice to try to maybe I'll put some of that vinegar mixture on there and try to remove that rust or some of it. And then it should leave it kind of a nice little patina, weathered. Like I said, I'm not trying to make it look new. Otherwise, I just remove the steel completely. But then if you take out that steel and just use those brass pieces, it's pretty much a new knife. So I might as well leave it with whatever it is, and I could buy something way better. I mean, that was cheap 30, 40 years ago or whatever. I've done more rust removal tools than blades. Yeah, I suppose if you got something like that. And blades, if you take care of them, you don't really have that kind of an issue. I did notice one of my, where is it? It is one of my main, I carried this for a long time, this SOG Terminus. It's a really nice knife, opens easy. Ugh, except for when I say it opens easy, then it doesn't. But yeah, the flick out is nice. The finger flick, the thumb. It's a fun knife, but it's D2. And because I do kind of beat on it a little bit and I'm not as worried about it, where is it? There it is right there. See that little, I don't know if the resolution is good enough. That's the other thing about live like this. When I'm doing it like this, I'm only able to do 720, but the other way I'm going to be able to get it more high def, and that's the plan, hopefully by Thursday. But yeah, you see that little yellow spot on there? That is like a natural, I don't know if it's rust or if it's corrosion or something, but like I said, this is D2, and this is one that I carry around, and I'm not worried about kind of getting it wet or beating on it a little bit, banging it against things. It's still in super good shape though. It looks great for as much use and as much messing around with stuff. I used to this was my main before I really started getting into carrying a lot of knives. And but yeah, what I was basically getting at is this is one that I beat on and it barely has any rust, so I would never really need to think about how I would go about removing that rust, versus this has been sitting in a drawer for more than 20 years, My go-to beater blade is a Real Steel H6 Plus. Yeah, you don't worry about, see, that's the nice thing about that is like I could try to get that off of that SOG blade, but I don't care. If it were to start to get, if it started to look like this, and I started to see it doing that, I'd be like, okay, maybe I should do something. But realistically, I've had it for a while. I use it. It's not something, versus this. Like, okay, here is going to be like, I'm going to baby this. This was one of my first full lefties. This is the Concept Fenrir lefty liner lock, which is super cool. It's got a nice front flipper action to it. And then with that shredded carbon fiber and the titanium, it's kind of a show knife. So like this one, I'm probably gonna, you know, if I use it or if I were to make a cut with it, I would almost immediately be like, oh, you know, trying to make it, keep it as nice as possible versus the users, you know, you're not going to be as worried about, you know, getting in there and doing some stuff with it. This is the one I unboxed today. This is the Kizer Mini October. So it's a mini, so I guess there's a regular size October, which I will probably get. I think this knife is cool, feels good. I removed the pocket clip, was going to swap it to the other side. But when I was putting it in on my pocket, it has the frag pattern texture, and there's no soft spot or anything for where the pocket clip goes. And I don't know if you've done that before, but that catches in a pocket and like can mar up, and it's like, it's kind of basically you're trying to put it in that pocket, and it's like it's harder to actually get it in the pocket with that texture on there. It feels really nice. But so I took it off, and I'm going to leave it off for now. That's what I did with like my the mini pyrites. Pocket wrecker, it sure is. But the mini pyrites were small enough that I took the pocket clip off, and it fits in my fifth pocket really nice without needing that clip. So I'm going to test the mini October like that for a while. And since it is that pocket wrecking texture, this feels nice. And it feels good without the clip on there. It's a nice feeling little smaller knife. And the look at the huge choke up spot. So you can choke up index finger there, and all of a sudden now you can get a 4-finger grip on that really good. It feels really nice. And then my thumb just sits in this kind of a ramped, curvy section. Ugh. As far as the smaller knives go, this is really hitting the spot for me. I think it's pretty sweet. That little flipper tab. It doesn't stick out. It kind of just has a little nub there. It doesn't protrude out this way much, but you know, it works really well. Fun little knife. I am thinking, though, because you can, probably can't, but okay, so you can flick this thing out. It does work, right? Which is cool. But it doesn't work excellent every time, and this is a candidate where I would almost consider milling out a little hole. I could do that. I've been wanting to try that. I have another knife. What was that one? Oh, yeah, the Victor. The Petrified Fish Victor. Cool looking knife. Nice feeling micarta. Really sweet, larger clip point, right? Such a cool looking blade. Gotta run. Hey, Big Ball, thanks for stopping in. Thursday nights at 6 is going to be the regular ones. This was just to try to get the second camera running, and I failed, but then I figured I had to go live at least for a little bit since I said I was going to. But yeah, a lot of videos coming, dude. I've been unboxing some really cool stuff. Exciting. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so this is the Victor. Cool knife, but notice the cutout. So I can flick that out with that cutout, but it's only on one side. It only goes like part way through, which is kind of a strange. I mean, they made this side look nice because that's be the show side, except for I'm a lefty, so of course I put the clip over there. But yeah, so as a lefty, I could almost, right, you can use that. But as a righty, yeah, nothing for the thumb. You got nothing. You only have that index like that. And then you've got your flipper tab. It's a nice knife. It's got some nice weight to it. Feels really good. It's a cool, I don't know, Petrified Fish is nice. It kind of matches my other ones. I got the Beluga. You know, very similar with that blue handle. Cool knives. But I could take this blade off, clamp it down real tight into the mill, and we could go in, and I want to maybe cut that out all the way through. So what does everyone think of that? I probably might try it. I mean, I'm a little worried, but I do have a way I could get that pinned in there really nice on a nice mill, and we can go in there and kind of move around and get that shape all the way through. So that's something I may consider trying in the future. We shall see. I like the Victor. Yeah, you know, it's a cool knife. right? It's got some size and good feel to it. I really like a clip point. Sometimes they're not always the best design for some of the work that you might do on a regular basis, but they are fun. Actually won a Petrified Fish off IG this last week. Hope it arrives soon. Fook, which one did you get? What's the model? So this, yeah, like I said, this is the Beluga with a really cool front flipper. Huge blade, got a nice drop, but of course it does because it weighs a ton. Got that fuller that goes all the way across too, so you can do that flick out action. Sensor, that CJRB clip point, man, I have it up on a tab and I'm ready to just hit purchase. The thing is so cool. That rose gold color, I think, is the one that I want the most. The other petrified fish I have is the Bunta. This one's pretty cool as well. It's got an interesting shape. Weird looking blade. I like that. That tip is interesting. You just get that thing in there. It's like a big monster. Yeah, a couple petrified fishes. I kind of decided to go with the blue theme. Although these two are micarta and this one is like a G10. But I figured, yeah, why not? The Beluga, I think, is like maybe 50 bucks. 45, 50 bucks. They're not bad. Yeah, most of those, all those petrified fishes right there, petrified fishes? Sure. They're all between that $45 and $55 range, I think. It's called the Morse. Actually has Morse code on the side. Oh, I have seen that one, Fook. That one is interesting. Gingerfish, afternoon. Dang, too many knives? Lives. Lives? Did you mean knives? Oh, I hate this screen. I gotta fix my computer. It's all jacked up. The words, can I, what is it? Control and oh, but that's making the trying to make my text change sizes. It's just ridiculous. Computer's gonna be all jacked up. What do you do? What do you do? Okay, I had a few fun things I wanted to kind of look at today since we are kind of here. You guys were on the last live. This is that new Remet Seahorse. It's got this issue because it's cut out more here and cut out less there, so it's much easier to flick out there. But when you go like this, your thumb's in the way, so you're not able to get it past that ball. And so the first release is there, and then the ball is way down there, and then you got to cut that. But see how far that is? It's hard to do that and get your thumb out of the way for this to close. So it's kind of got a flaw to it, but I'm still going to keep it, put a dye on it. What color should we do? It'll look nice. But you see, I get there, and you have to actually send it a little more. I can't get past that spot. It's kind of a inability to then swing it shut. It's like, get it past. All right. Not terrible, but it is kind of a thing, and this is going to be a thing. Start getting used to doing this because I want to do it on a more regular basis. Okay, let's give it some attention at least. Come on. Really cool looking Kubi. Can't flick mine. Got the coated version. And it won't let you flick it out. It's sometimes it's tight, sometimes taking it apart, cleaning it a little bit, putting it back together, putting some oil in there, and then sitting on the couch and kind of doing this with it over and over. And then all of a sudden, Ginger, it might break in and then work just fine. But who knows? Oh, too many lives is what Ginger meant. Too many lives. I was thinking knives is like, what? I think I could get more knives. Too many lives. Everybody's live right now. I get it. I get it. My bad. Time to invest in some googly eyes. Howdy, KDK. What's up, Lou? Oh, I got to get this. Why is that in the way? I don't need to see that little heart in the corner, and it won't let me read everything. No such thing as too many knives. Yeah, you're right. You are right. Dude, Hectare S90V Ultim, super cool. They got these out in a bunch of crazy colors now. They're fun. I still think that my version's the best one, but you know, you always love your own, unless you hate your own. I don't know. Dude, this LP, tell me you couldn't just do that all day long. More fade dyes coming soon. I got a couple of good candidates I'm excited to get going with on the fades, and I've been enjoying it quite a bit. Anybody want a sticker? I'm going to be giving away a bunch of stickers. Should be easy. Free stickers. Who doesn't want one? Ah, this little October. It's great. Yep, and the update on this ugly thing is it works. You can close it and open it with one hand now. The unboxing for this stupid thing, I was sitting there going like this, and I ended up having to sit like this and force it open like that. But I messed around with it for a few days and kind of just kept working at it, and now it seems to open easy. This is a crazy little thing. Is that a black micarta frag? Yes, it is. Lou. And so I took the clip off, and it's a smaller knife, and I was going to use it as a fifth pocket. But when the clip was on there with that frag and it's tight, man, it's rough on the pocket. Very rough on the pocket. But it looks super cool. I could consider, because it's kind of black with some white, that I could put a dye to that, turn the white sections to a different color. Or I could just completely leave it as is and kind of keep doing this to it. You get that nice kind of weathered in. But I think it looks really cool. It's got a little secondary pattern or texture on the little squares. Frag pattern is really cool, but it can be rough, especially this micarta just on that pocket. It's not good, but I mean, it fits in my fifth pocket without the clip really well, so I'm probably going to leave it like that versus like a nice frag and titanium. Yeah, I like the color the way it is too. But like this frag titanium frac, which is incredible. It's smooth on the top, right? Like it's flat on the top. And Jimmy, what's up, dude? But this is smooth on the top, and so if you look underneath there, you have that space versus the other one. It's just those bumps the way they are. It's just really a lot rougher versus this one here. You can really kind of drop this in and out of your pocket, and it goes in there with that clip really well. The frac is one of, how many times? One of my favorites. Mike E. Trails, what's up, dude? Do you know how many Kizers I have bought lately, Mike? It's out of control. It's out of control. This frac, though, tell me this isn't an awesome knife, right? This is the S90V and that titanium. Oop, and then I can fail. I've done that a few times when I'm holding it on camera like this. I never sit like this. But when I'm sitting like at home or I take it out to use it, I don't have that fail issue. But some reason right here, I tend to do this fairly easy. What was I looking to grab now? I totally forgot. My brain. Here's a Kizer. Who's got one of these? All right. Okay, what's up? Mikey, Lou, Andrew. Yep. Afternoon, Jay. What's going on, Jay? We're just chilling. Apparently, there's a bunch of other lives, and I made a promise and then screwed it up, and here we are, but I'm live. The biggest mini, I know, this is the mini Paragon. Mini. You got to be careful, though, because that's like, oosh, 10 pounds of blade coming down to kill you. Slap. Right? It's just so cool. I love the design and the shape and the feel of that blade is just silly. Robo, what is up, Robo? Eric, the Peppenhorst is in the house. Excellent. What's going on, guys? Did someone else's live just end or something? Everyone's just bumping in all of a sudden at the same time. Yeah, this Kizer is silly. I dig it. Although, I tell you, that is probably one of the ugliest, worst pocket clips I've ever seen. No offense, but man, what? That's terrible. And that style, I've had a couple other brands that have it like that, and I just can't stand it. You got to get rid of that and then switch to the style, that curves back and up and over. And so this one here, and you can't switch it for lefties, but I still had to buy this ridiculous knife because it is too awesome. Too awesome. Yeah. My family has decided I collect monster pocket knives now. I was doing that, Fook. I was really doing that, but then you start looking at the last several that I got, and if I were to just start going like this, is there a pattern going on here? Did I miss something? I swear there's a couple more. But yeah, have I been getting these tiny knives or what? A lot. Let's see. Kizer, Kizer, Kizer. We haven't done the unboxing for this one yet. Get that one out of the way. Keep it a little bit of a secret. What are the other, where do I am disorganized right now. Why wouldn't I be? Right? How come when you're trying to find something that you're looking for a very specific blade, and of course I can't see it or find it anywhere. Here's one of them. Here's one of them. Here's one of them. Kizers, Kizers, Kizers. I've got more, I think. But yeah, this one here, the PPY, really fun little knife. I'm thinking about taking this micarta off and sanding it ultra smooth. Everybody seen that where you really sand it with a high, like 2000 grit up to or something, and then try to make it as smooth as you possibly can. I'm considering doing that for this one. I think that would be kind of fun. It is a slammer, though. It's one of those ones where it wants to come around and get me. The righties maybe just don't understand, because you can go like this almost every time and get it to drop and not be worried it's going to hit your nail at worst. Versus if I do that here, we're coming into a thumb. The old Bugatti. Oh my goodness, what's wrong with me today? I played a night round of disc golf last night. We all lit up and went out and threw around in the dark. It's pretty fun. You put lights on the discs and you can see them go, and it's easier to find them. This is a fun Kizer. I need to carry this one more. This is the Dogfish. Nice looking button lock. I really like that spiral. Who was it? One of the guys, Matt's his button broke, and he had some problems with it. Mikey, have you ever noticed anybody have anyone else have problems with the Dogfish? Because mine works great. I haven't had any issues. Front flipper works good. It's got that nice choke up. This would be one that if I was limited on the amount of knives I had, it would probably be a little bit more of a regular carry. Fook Doozle's Dogfish works great. Did you just get that too, Fook, or have you had it for a while? Someone else I know had posted that everyone seems to like it a lot, says Mike. Well, that's the thing is I did get that Kizer, my first Bugatti was terrible. The detent ball didn't get pushed in worth a damn, and I couldn't get the thing to open up to save my life practically. And they let me swap it out for a new one, and I love it. It's a great little knife. This little guy, oops, caught myself. This is the one that Mikey Trails had one at Blade Show, Texas. You guys could check out. I did a pocket check on him. It was fun. It was in one of my middle of the event Blade Show, Texas videos. But yeah, the Banish is cool. Had to get it. I took the pocket clip off of this one too, just because they're small. My fifth pocket, it drops in there really easy. Flicks out great. It drops really good. I think the Banish is probably one of my favorites for the smaller guys. You can get that little finger gets kind of stuck in there, or you can put the middle finger in that notch and your index is still up enough that you can still grab a hold and not really get cut and have some control, you know. It's so funny. I was so into just buying these bigger knives. I love the bigger knives. And then I was like, oh, there's no way I'm going to buy a mini pyrite. Why would I buy a mini pyrite when I love the pyrite? Pyrite is fantastic. It's one of the best knives you can get. And when I get that rose gold buoy pretty soon, let me tell you, so cool. So cool. But I love this. And I was like, you know what? The only thing that'd be cooler than a pyrite would be a large pyrite. And then they made the large pyrite. But before I could get the large pyrite, they made the frac. And I was like, tell me the frac isn't awesome. And so I'm a big knife guy. I love the larger knives. To me, a Titius with a huge handle, nice beefy feel. This is a handle that I like to hold and carry and use. And then all of a sudden I was like, well, let me try some of these smaller ones. This little urban buoy, right? This urban buoy is cool. It's just great. It's got such this little curvy belly. Might not work the best for every situation, but man, look at that belly on that thing. The thing is great. And it's fun. It's got that nice little Kizer feel. Drops good. Yeah, the frac is awesome. Top 5 guaranteed. Definitely in my top 5. I can without a doubt say the frac is pretty choice. But Ultim, come on, look at the Ultim on this Titius. Really cool knife. It's a heavier knife as well, but they drop so good. And the sheepdog. Okay, I need to get a full-size sheepdog. Or what is the name of the other one that looks kind of like the sheepdog? The Towser. There is a Towser with like a red micarta handle that I've seen that I think would be cool. But listen to the sound of this. It's got this awesome lug to it. Ah, nice feel. It is another one of those ones where I could really get in there and carry this one on a regular basis. It feels really nice. I thought about doing a laser mark on this, but it does have those grooves, so I could do something that kind of goes in line with those grooves, or I could just leave it. What do you guys think? Should I try putting a laser mark on this thing? Maybe, maybe not. Smoke Ultimate is nice. I haven't seen one that really showcases the Smoke Ultimate, I think, as good as it could, but it is nice. Gingerfish, the Mastodon. What's the Mastodon? Is that a Civivi knife? Right? Like this? Is that what we're talking about? Why wouldn't you have a folding cleaver? I just don't like plastic. Yeah, Fook, I get it. Plastic, it's a thing, but man, Ultim just, to me, it feels nice. Everybody's got their choice. Some people love the wood. Some people are not into wood at all. I think micarta is probably one of the nicest feeling handles. When you're really grabbing on there, a good micarta just has a texture to it and just has this grip kind of that I dig it. I really like it. But, I mean, sure. Ginger? Is this the Mastodon you're looking for? Maybe? Maybe not. Is there another one? Or how does that work? Can one knife, I swear I've seen some that have the same names from different companies, but then like Ben from NAFS wanted to call this the cedar because it has a cedar plank pattern to it. But then when he went to do it, he was not able to call it the cedar. He had to change it because the cedar name was taken and he wasn't able to use it anymore. So he changed it to the Sendy. but this is a Civivi Sendi. It's a nice little smaller fifth pocket knife. It's got that cool texture. I like the red and the little mini flipper tab that works really well. And this one, if you didn't know, has a little bonus. You got your tweezers and a toothpick in there. So that's a nice little extra bonus that you can have on there. But yeah, he was going to call it the cedar, and he can't call it the cedar. Waiting for the Kizer Huldra. I haven't heard of that one. You got the Damascus version. Yeah. Well, who's got the Damascus version? Oh, Gingerfish has the Damascus. You have a Damascus Mastodon? I didn't know they made that. How about that? Huldra is in stock now, says Mike. I'm not familiar with that one. Unfortunately, the way I'm set up, I was set up before to do the 2 cameras, and I would have been able to look things up, but my PC is in an issue state at this time. Yeah, so mini knives are cool. I'm going to keep looking at some more of them, and then I'm going to be doing a mini knife kind of shootout, or like a video where I'm going to have all of them and like maybe have a little competition or something to that effect. I don't know. If you have any thoughts on that, comment below. Let me know. Give me ideas. I'll gladly accept thoughts and prayers. 13 Huldras left. Badass knife. What does the Huldra retail for there, Mike? It was an early bird and sold out. No, go look. I just literally... It's literally there. 13 left, Jay. Jay disappears. 12 left. 149 bucks. What's the steal? What steal do you get on that thing? God, I wish I could look it up right now, but I can't. And unfortunately, that's fine. It's fine. I got any other larger... Where are some other beasts? I do believe in beasts. Speaking of, that's another one of them, huh? Lord. I mean, can you believe this? Dirk Pinkerton design, and it's the size of a tank. S35. Cool. I'm going to have to look that up, and then it'll probably be sold out by the time I have a chance. I'm not in the 150 range for the couple of weeks here. I'm booked out. I've been buying stuff like crazy and trying to stay within budget. Good luck on that, right? Well, that's another larger one. Would you say, I don't know, you could say the MSI. The MSI is a larger one. Would you not agree? Yeah, the Proponent is really cool. The Proponent comes in a lot of different styles and versions. They got some high-end versions as well. You can chop down a small forest with those. It's like a smaller version of the Proponent. Yeah, the Proponent is cool. It's a bit silly. Yeah, dude, the aluminum scales, some of the cool scales that they've been making for some knives are pretty sweet. I really like these, but you know, I could maybe go for an upgrade. I love the style they did with those, with that triangle pattern on there. Very cool look. I'm on board with it. Need to wait for the Huldra to be available in Canada, unfortunately. What's up with what's the deal with that, Jay? Is there just like a limited availability, or or how does that work with Canada? I'm not familiar. Thomas, have you been here for a while? Or did you bump in at the same time? Huldra has a similar blade shape to the Proponent, but smaller. Okay. Aluminum seems too soft a metal for scales. Yeah, but I've done I have some aluminum scales somewhere. The Sencut Arc Blast. Great little small little budget knife with a huge hollow grain. Just really fun, nice button lock. I did the laser mark on this aluminum handle. What's interesting about the aluminum, notice that the stripes are dark and in between the stripes are light. And now in between is dark and the stripes are light. Boom, 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 boom. It's got a neat kind of changing quality to it. But yeah, it is a softer metal, that's true. But when they make it thick, it gives it a little bit more density. I have been using this. You look, I don't think I can even, I got a couple little scratches on there, but I don't really notice any dings or any issues with it as of yet. And so, I don't know. I mean, if you think about it, it's a metal, and yeah, it's a softer metal, sure. But you think about like G10, it's a type of like a plastic, or like micarta, it's like a resin infused chunk of canvas or whatever. And so like how much less strength. Ooh, that was kind of neat right here with the red through the hole. Okay, I have issues. I'm a child. But yeah, I haven't noticed anything. I have several aluminum handles that I've done some laser marks on, and I've carried and enjoyed, and I don't seem to have too many issues with it. It is softer, and yeah, I mean, titanium would be cool, but sometimes the price makes it, you know. Andrew, gotta go. I'll be back if you're still here. Yeah, I might still be here. I don't know. We're hanging out. What do we got? 10 of us in here right now. I don't have anything going on. I was planning to go a couple hours before I had my computer explosion. But yeah, it's the same as I'm trying to get a Stitch. Yeah, we're saving. Kizer was selling an early bird. Okay, yeah. We're all saving up for a couple. I'm trying to find a few that I keep my options open, but I'm trying to move up a little bit away from the buying these $15 Gerbers that I just want to use as an experiment because I wanted to, but it's just a hunk of, yeah, if it's got 7CR or some weird metals, I don't know how much more. I want to try a little bit of everything, and that's the thing. That's why I got like a Sativian for like $16 just to see what it was like, and just kind of test out what's out there in the world. And there are the ugly, stupid things like this that are just ridiculous, but at the same time they're kind of fun. And the silly thing is I unbox a knife, like, okay, I did like this. I did the laser mark on this, right? And then I post a little short. And for some reason, the algorithm doesn't seem to care. And it only got like 80 views, right? 80 views. Post a silly video with this, and it gets 40,000. So is this an awesome, sweet thing? Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, of course. But is it something I'm going to use? Some of these cheaper knives that aren't really that quality, you post a video on it, and for some reason it hits and it blows up. It's weird. Wear on aluminum is like patina. Sometimes it's desirable. Yeah, that's true, Thomas. It could, it's the thing. You just got to try it out. And then where is your budget? And if your budget is in that range where you can afford like a $45, $50 knife like this, give it a shot. You want to upgrade and you want to spend more in the future, maybe then you'll learn like, hey, this is what I get out of this. And then you can go pick yourself up a nice chunk of titanium. My titanium Echo. Oh. Jeez, I'm really sucking today. Ah! Wow. Echo is an excellent knife. But yeah, there's some that you just want to get that titanium for it. Or there's some where it's just the titanium's on the inside or whatever. But like, look at the titanium on this, right? So you got the clip, but then the black is titanium, and then that's micarta inlay in there. Ugh, I love the Tuckamore. This is such a cool knife. So fun. What a neat design. So there's a place for everything, really, is what I'm kind of getting at. Is some will be better than others. Some will say that a wood handle is kind of not as good as your G10 or whatever, but this Artisan Cutlery Ahab with the hidden pivot and the wood, it's the stabilized wood, but man, super cool. I dig it. So you got to try them all. I want to collect them all. I'm not a big fan of farb and kyber. You ever get that shredded farb and kyber? I'll tell you what, it's a good stuff. But this knife, I'm not even big on gold either, but something about the design and the style of this, it's banger. It's rad. There was I had another bigger knife somewhere. I thought I was trying to put them all out. I got the Craig. Craig's not super huge though. Standing up, trying to find. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's have some fun. Got a couple more larger ones here. Let's put the MSI up there. Got that Craig with the, what's that lock called again? I keep forgetting, but it's kind of like a super lock or a shark lock. All right, we're going to move you guys up a little bit. We're going to just take this one out. Okay, let me catch up on chat real quick. I have a Gerber flat iron with green aluminum scales. Green wore off the line from whatever it rubbed against in my pocket. That didn't look desirable. Yeah, sometimes you're going to get that pocket wear or that, something like that where it's going to end up like I took apart the Concept Sipiter to do a scale die and it left a little scratch in the aluminum where the pocket clip was. And so that's going to be affected. So it's like one of those things where you're just going to have to deal with it. Concept with the harpoon is nice. Yeah, that's this one here, the Fenrir. These are really cool. First lefty liner lock. Awesome stuff. The Kubi Elang. Now that's a big old long knife, right? Oops. God, I'm having problems with my thumb work today. This one has a front flipper too. Super long Kubi Elang. Artisan Cutlery. What is this? Eterno. Just try to grab a few of the larger ones. And then, what is this? The Sencut Glide Strike. Boom, 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 boom. Jonathan Stiles is killing it. Yeah, he's making some good designs. The lock bars on both my TI frame locks cracked from short falls. Proven not very durable for me, sadly. Titanium frame locks cracked from, dropping, Thomas. I drop stuff too. I dropped my buddy's Para 3 and it put a big ding right in it was like right there, right on the cutting surface. And I was like, man, I'm so sorry. And I spent a better part of 45 minutes sharpening and fixing and cleaning it up. Ended up looking great, so it's possible. Jimmy's got to go later, Jimmy. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for swinging in. Yeah, but Thomas, it's the worst. I dropped it right into a parking lot. So I understand sometimes you drop it. But even a short fall, you would think titanium would stand up a little bit better than that. Seem more a Warney sheep's foot style kind of guy. Yeah, I would agree with that. But I do like everything. I mean, to be honest, one of my favorite blade shapes is just a good clip point. Let me try to find one that, Jesus, what is my problem? Like the one I had yesterday, the Benchmade tagged out like a blade like that. Just a sweet looking clip point. I love that. Maybe not be the best for actual use, stuff that you're actually cutting things with, where I think like that Warncliffe style or something where that tip you have a little bit more control, like the pyrite. Oh, Jesus. I can't even open my pyrite. But just where that tip is and you need to get in and make a cut or pokes or whatever, it's right where it needs to be versus the more you kind of have a sweep kind of up, it kind of makes it a little bit more difficult to control, but I love it. Oh, that's the one I wanted to grab. Boom. Look at that. I love the shape of that blade. It's super cool. Super cool. Thomas McDonald's got the elang. Yeah, that elang right there. That's a cool Kubi. I dig it. Yeah, waist high drop or shorter. Yeah, you know, but that's the thing is a drop is a drop. I'm not trying to place blame on you or anything like that, but sometimes it's stuff should not be dropped. But man, I drop things and it sucks. That is a bummer though that it cracked. Basically done. Could you buy a new scale or with the lock on it and make it? I don't know. You could buy parts and fix it. Yeah, drop spear clip point for the win. The drop spear clip point. But yeah, I love the Phemius. This is a really cool knife. It's got a nice drop to it. And just, but again, with that point way up there, it's a little bit harder to get a good controlled cut. But if I like all the shapes. I don't know, I can tell you that this one here too on the Echo is really good. That Warncliffe sheep's foot. You're right. You're right. Look at that. There's another one. Collect them all is what I say. Frame locks are actually generally weaker than liners. I suppose because the liner has the frame or, you know, the scale over the top of it. So it's giving it like 2 layers of protection, which would then help a little bit more versus just having, do I even have? I've got so few because I'm a lefty and they get in the way. But this rake right there, you can kind of see there's your liner lock. So that whole piece. So where did it break? Like right here, Thomas? Like right in this section, that thin part. This knife is cool, but I did cut myself on the unboxing. It kind of freaked me out a little bit, but now I'm getting more used to it. And it does have a big enough that I can go like that and catch my thumb and then give it the drop. But it's harder to do the flick because I put my thumb on that. So I get my thumb out of the way, I can do it. But I generally put my thumb right on the pressure of that. It makes it a little bit harder to do. But it does drop really nice. What's everyone think of the laser mark I did on this one? Thin part of the cutouts on the lock bar, yeah. Yeah, that's rough. I wonder if you could probably buy that whole piece though, I would think. They might be able to sell that, but you know, is it just gonna break another one? It's titanium. Reached out to Kizer's discounted items. Or discontinued items. Discontinued. So you can't even get it anymore. Yeah, that's a bummer. Lou, good job on the lasering. Yeah, thanks. I've been doing some designs, been working on it, trying some different materials, some different styles, and it's fun. I have several more that I want to do in the future. Getting around to it, but it's just dialing in those settings can be tough. If you saw, like when I did this one, was real easy to tell because when I had it on the other side, I had like 3 diamonds that I did, and each diamond got progressively a little bit thicker and a little bit darker, and just ended up working. So you really need to be able to do some tests. This one here, I tested it, but the test that I did was a little bit smaller and thicker. And then when I did this, these were thinner lines. And so then they ended up not being quite as dark as they could be. And they kind of, you can almost see they're kind of chalky. They kind of fade in and out a little bit. It could have been a little bit stronger of a mark. But I did want to keep it subtle. That's why I kept them thin. You can see them. They're there. It looks cool. But if I would have made them thicker, they'd have been really stand out like these diamonds. And then you're going to have to, I don't know. Maybe I'll do that on the next one. I've got several to do. I'm excited to get to them. What was this one here? This, I'm going to dye some more micarta. This is the Concept Cryo. I really like the sound of the opening on this. It's got a nice hollow locky kind of sound. Oops. But yeah, what color should we try the micarta on this one? Good job. No. Loving the geometric patterns. Yeah, I've been trying to come up with some cool patterns and stuff. It's you pretty much have to draw all of it up. Some of the lasers that I use at work, they're nice lasers, but it's you can't import things. They're not really designed for importing stuff, I guess. They're good at designing things and drawing it up yourself. If you want to go and draw a diamond and then multiply it and then, do that, that's easy. If I want to do text, that's easy. It's when you want to draw stuff. Now, when you start drawing, like I did these circles, and so it's like you draw the inner part of a circle, then the outer part of a circle, then you hatch it, which would be filling it in. And then you make another circle and the inner part and the outer part, and then you hatch the center. And so you have to literally draw what you're doing in order to do a mark. It takes a lot more work because you can't just draw it. It's not like you're just going draw, draw, draw. You have to like make sure every single point intersects and they cross, and it's vectored out. It's a lot more involved than you would think than just going onto like a paint and just drawing something quick and be like, oh, here it is, boom. Because you have to fill in spaces if you want them to be darker or shaded, and by hatching it. So then you have to make individual shapes. And so each little section here, that is a shape. And so it's two curved pieces, two top pieces, squaring it off, and then you hatch inside of it so that it's solid. So it's just a little more complicated, I guess, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. Andrew, what did I miss? Everything. You missed it all. No. It took me a half hour to get started. I had to jump in and start an actual whole new live because I couldn't open the main live because I got some Ninja set up and OBS, blah, 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 blah. And I got everything set up with my different windows and my screens and all the sounds and the settings all ready to go. And then when I went live, it said something, update your drivers. I went to update my driver, and then boom, drivers are jacked. My computer's messed up. I'm going to need some work. I told everyone I'm a woman with this long hair. Right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, we had some orientation problems. We had, I tell you, and then it's like, oh yeah, go to this, do this, and here we are. I don't care. And there's a bunch of other lives today. People had plenty to do. Yeah, Andrew, welcome to the party. I just started grabbing some of my larger knives and threw them out on the table here. The smallest one on the table, well, probably the tagged out. Carried this one yesterday. If you're looking at a Benchmade bug out, skip it and get a tagged out instead. Thinking about getting an upgrade on the scales on this too. That's the other thing, is this thing is super light. They're so light with this, can't remember the name of the scales that they use. What is that? There's a word for their ultralight scales that Benchmade uses. I tend to enjoy something that has the weight to it, that has that beef, that just feels a little bit more like something in your hand. Like this, it's guaranteed. You pick one of these up, you're holding pull your pants right down. Fantara, I did the die for the Fantara. These are cool. Nice little Sencut. Sencut makes some great stuff. I have done a lot of dies with Sencuts, and if you're cool with more of a budget knife in those $30 to like $60 range, and that's kind of where you're sitting, Sencut would definitely be one that I would recommend checking out. They have some larger things like this Fantara. Did that die with that kind of peach, kind of see-through kind of color. But they make the big ones like this one here, or the Sencut Glide Strike. Tell me this isn't another cool one. They make some really cool large stuff. They do that like that Arc Blast. So, I mean, this is one of the greatest little mini button locks. It works really good. I enjoy it quite a bit. The, where is my red one? Saxy is a good one. The screen, like this. This one's an aluminum handle. But look at that. That flip up like that. Oops, there I missed one. Really cool knife. I thought about doing something on this handle. This is a nice red aluminum. We could do something on there. Would anyone like to see some type of laser mark on there? Tell me about it. Might as well grab a couple more send cuts. Where is this one and this one? Send cut Crowley. It's like a $44 knife. Another button lock that's just super smooth. Right? It is so choice. This is the Send Cuts. Oh no, Vesperon. Vesperon, right? Nice flipper tab. Flicks out good. Got a nice look to it. Send Cut has so many different knives that are running in that, like I said, that $40, $50 range that they're good. Their button locks are solid. They work well. I enjoy them. I have a Saxy and a Crowley. Yep. They are good. Bring on the laser. Oh, you want me to laser this, Lou? We can do it. Or you want me to bust out the laser right now? I don't have a laser at home. They're all at work. I get to use some high-end stuff at work. It's pretty cool. I have access to that and some anodizing equipment and lots of fun stuff. Laser dragon scales. Ooh. Dragon scales. We could do that. Like something like, okay, on the handle right here. Those are actually not marked. Those are actual texture. On that cheap blade. Isn't that hilarious? But yeah, something like a scale pattern like that. That looks kind of like more like a fish scale, but they're trying to do a dragon scale. That might be a good idea. We could do that. The thing is it's really easy to do like a removal on aluminum. I've got my aluminum removal setting already set up, and that's kind of this, which it kind of brings it back to silver, but then if you want it to be a little bit closer to white or something else, you can do that. So we could do that, or I could make it black. So I could do a laser mark on there that's kind of blacker, but it's a little bit harder to get with aluminum versus if you do like a steel handle or a titanium handle, you could get a really dark black mark, and you could even do some gradients or some photographic type things where you could do a photo transfer and get kind of a grayscale, which would look cool. Gonna be doing that soon. The Segaha laser pattern, that is like where it's like circles, right? Where it's like circles that go into another circle that go into another circle, right? I think that's what that Segaha pattern is. I've been looking at that, Thomas. If it's something different, let me know, but I'm pretty sure I know that pattern, and I've been kind of considering it, but to draw that up is going to basically consume a little bit of time, so I just haven't quite gotten to it yet. You replace handles on knives, don't you? I haven't actually replaced any, Andrew. I've only modified them and then put them back on, whether it's dyeing them or laser marking them or whatever. I do want to get into actual handle replacement. If anyone has seen Nathan's knives, if I was set up with my computer, I would go Bing and try to make a little link or something right now. But I apologize for that. I will try to get it set up as soon as I can. But Nathan's Knives, and it starts Nathan with a K, so it's KN, Nathan's Knives. I met him. He worked at the concept booth at Blade Show, Texas, but he makes his own like scales. And so he buys like chunks of wood or like G10 or Ultim or whatever, and then he mills them out and like CNCs them and makes brand new handles for some knives. And long story short, I will be doing this. I am excited to try it out. I've been trying to figure out what kind of a CNC type of a setup I want to do. I was originally looking at these machines that were like almost $1,000, but then I was like, if you're going to spend that, then you realize that you really want to spend the water cooled money and get the $3,000 one. But I don't know. I might. I've seen some people that have been using the cheaper couple $100 ones and they've been successful with it. It's just kind of some of it's time, so it depends on what you were doing. Certain knives, if you were making a scale on a cheaper system with a smaller motor, you could say, okay, well, this scale to cut it out is going to take 6 hours. Motor's going to get hot. Motor's going to wear out, and you had to spend 6 hours doing it. Now you get the sweet water-cooled one that costs 3 times as much, and it'll cut that same thing in 15 minutes, and the motor won't get hot at all. So now you could cut 20 of them in the same time it took you to cut one of them, and you barely put any wear on the motor that's not going to wear out anywhere near as fast as the one that gets super hot and has to run for 6 hours straight. So there's where you are. But it also depends. If you're going to be using softer materials, you don't have to worry about it as much. It's like you're getting into harder stuff, titanium or whatever. That's a lot more involved and bigger types of machines that are required to get the job done right. So I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Various geometric tessellation patterns are nice too. I'm always interested in some new patterns and some new styles. So any advice is welcome and appreciated for sure. I'm thinking about replacing the handle on one of my it's right in front of the stupid heart. I apologize. It's hard for me to read my chat the way this is set up. I'll get it fixed. But yeah, you're looking at replacing one of the handles. Yeah, well, I know that Nathan does it. He might be able to commission him out or hire him to do it, but he's someone who's doing it right now. So it's like you go to his channel, check out his stuff, and he has like a contact info. I would recommend maybe hitting him up if you want to have one made. But yeah, I'm gonna be working on that soon. I've seen some of these little $300 systems that seem to work for if you want to just do some like G10 or some micarta or some stuff like that. Where yeah, we'll see. We will see. All right. Why am I whispering? Let's go quietly. I don't know. Who don't love the Civivi Vision FG? Excellent stuff. I know what I'm gonna do. All right. Boom. Boom. Oh yeah, I pulled this one out quick. The shredder. Civivi shredder with a carbon fiber inlay and the sweet looking Damascus pattern. Civivi is a great company. I dig it. But I have an idea. Let's do something quick here. Set these over here. And maybe this one. Maybe this one. Here we go. All right. Get this big old mini Paragon out of the way. Some of these beasts. Kubi Elang. Have you thought about rip dyeing some of your scales? Lou, are you asking me if I want to do some dye jobs? Because hey Clint, what's up? Because Lou, if that's the case, I dyed this, I dyed this, I dyed this, I dyed this, I dyed this one, I dyed this one. Dyed all of these. So yes, I definitely have gotten into some RIT dye. I love it. It's fun. It's super fun. I plan to do it a lot more. Stay tuned. But I'll see if anyone can guess what I'm getting out. You like the coral color? Thank you. I've been experimenting with a lot of colors, and the fades like this right here, that fade. I'm really gonna try some more stuff like that and some weird marbly textures and some things. But we'll see. All right, can anyone guess what theme I'm trying to do right now? Fades are coming out nice. Thank you, Fook. I am quite happy with them, I tell you. Okay. Ooh, God, this one too. Okay, what is the theme? Ooh, I forgot. Oh, I have two. Echo, 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 echo. Flipper. No? Ooh, there we go. Is it knives? Yes. What is the theme? Knives. These are all knives. I was trying to what are my top 5? What are my top 5 favorite knives that I currently own and possess? I like that one a lot too, though. Damn it. But it's so new, I'm going to have to let that one live. All right. If I were to drop down to top 5 right now. Okay. This is the Vosteed Bellamy. Oops. I really enjoy the Vosteed Bellamy, although I don't know why I can't close it today. Flick out works cool. Nice flipper tab. It's got a nice front flipper as well that I can't do anything with this knife right now. But this one was kind of a contender. It doesn't go in and out of the pocket super easy, but I love the way it looks. So it kind of falls out of my top 5. Just fine. This one I have not carried around very much. Yes, I am a lefty. Definitely on the lefty side. This is the Civivi. Oh my God, my brain. What is this called again? Not Anyway, I like this one a lot. I have not had a chance to carry it around a ton, but I like the texture and stuff to it, and it is cool, but not quite in the top 5. Lonnie, what's happening? Welcome to the party. That Civivi, when it's with the Damascus blade, looks nice. That same Civivi? Do you make this one with the Damascus? I haven't seen that. God, why can't I remember what that's called? It's pissing me off. It does have a nice style, though. What's happening, Lonnie? Were you at someone else's live, or are you just kind of showing up now? I know there's a bunch of people that have been live all day today, and I'd be interested to see what else is going on out in the knife world. Comes in a Damascus. That is cool. It's a neat knife. Yeah, I was trying to narrow down just quickly what I thought my top 5 would be. As much as I love the Femius, the functionality of the blade. Oh, it's probably one of my favorite looking shapes of a blade. But as far as use, the way that belly goes up so much, it's not as much of a, so I think it kind of comes down to like looks, it's way up there, but then you also have to put in the functionality, the fun factor, and then the usable factor. And if I'm trying to make a little top 5 here for now, I hate putting it over here, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. 7. Now we're down to 7. Well, okay. Here we are again. This is the Concept Tuckamore. This has the CPM 20 CV blade with a really cool shape. The titanium with the inlay of the micarta is just super cool. I really like it a lot. Probably one of my favorite looking shaped like handles. Like this handle is just spectacular. I can't flip it for the righty or for the lefty pocket clip, which is fine. The Civivi Cache. Yes. They've been on sale too, Lou, because they're kind of, I think it's one of those ones that they're no longer going to be making. So it dropped in price. So if it's something, you should watch out for those sales, because I ended up getting mine under $50, I think. And it's a great knife. It's a really nice knife. What blade steel is on that again? Is it a 14C? I can't remember. I think it's 14C28, but I don't remember for sure. But yeah, the Tuckamore, I love this knife a lot. But as far as, is it my top 5? Maybe. Trying to make one for today. It goes back to the table. The Echo. I almost think I like the Echo more than the Pyrite. It has that extra front flipper action. It's a little bit thicker and larger than a Pyrite. Right? Still quite similar. Cache. But if I were to pick between the two, I would go with the Echo. I feel like when the Pyrite came out, it dominated, and then the Echo just became a thing of the past. But I like the Echo quite a bit. I did get this other, like I said, I was doing the dueling Echoes a couple minutes ago. Oops. Come on. Together. This one's a little bit stiffer, but this one's titanium and this one's steel. So I'm going to try a laser mark on there. Anyone ideas, thoughts on what kind of a design pattern we should do on this Echo? Should we do some type of an Echo? You know, something like this is kind of like makes you think of like an echo type of a sound pulse going through it or something like that. Theme. Yeah, the theme's guessed is it's what I think my current favorite top 5 all around knives that I currently own. Oh, this is definitely stiffer than my titanium one. I need to break this one in, but let's put some laser marks on here. Tell me what we should do. But yeah, the theme of what I've got here is I'm trying to narrow down if I were to pick what my 5 favorites that I currently own right now would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are down. What would be if I had to get rid of one more? Yikes. Okay, well, we can go the opposite direction. The Vision FG with the super lock is definitely top 5 right now for me. The Demco AD 20.5 with the shark lock, similar to the super lock, is also definitely one of my top 5. Can you do spiral pattern? Yes, I could. I certainly could. It would take a little more work. How would I draw that up? It could be done, Lou. I could do a spiral pattern. It would take me a little more work to try to figure out how to draw that on the laser. But yes, I think that could be done. Okay, so definite top 5s right there. Frack. Come on. S90V, titanium, frag pattern. I could have bought the one that's a third of the price out of steel. You know this is one of my favorites. Oh, boom, 1, 2, 3. You should laser one of the blades. I've done that, Lonnie. I have done that. Do I have a laser marked blade in the house anymore? If you go back to my videos, Lonnie, I have a Send Cut Acumen that I laser marked bacon stripes across the blade. I have a Migeron. I don't have one that I've done. I don't think I have any more laser marked blades right now. I laser marked a couple stripe lines, just like 2 lines across the Migeron and 1 or 2 others. So I have done that. So yeah, I plan to do it some more, Lonnie, but it's tough because the blades, the steel, it's a little different. You got to be careful because I hate to like go too hot or something and affect the integrity of the blade. And it's just a little bit, there's less room to do tests on, and you kind of need to test each piece to make sure that you're going to get a good mark. But yes, I will be doing some more blades in the future. Stay tuned for that. Jay, tuck more than Titus. Done. You know what? Okay, before I'm going to read this quick. 80, 25, 5, 20.5, only if it's S35 or 20 CD. Yeah, okay, Lou, you're right. I will 100% say I do not love the 80 20.5 version I have, but there is a version that is basically essentially the same with the titanium, with the larger pivot, with the better blade steel, and I would say yes. But I would imagine if I shut my eyes and did this, it's going to feel basically the same. And so just because this doesn't have all of those top-notch materials, it still has the shark lock. It still has the same feel and sound and clicky clacks to it. It's there. One of these days, if I got an extra $400, $500, $600 or whatever it's going to cost me for the titanium one, I'm on board. But for now, we're stuck. I may have seen them before. I have a bad memory. Yeah, it's okay, Lonnie. Don't worry about it. But yeah, there's a couple. There hasn't been very many, so it would have been easy to miss. Okay, so back to Jay. The Tuckamore, then the Titus, done. I would almost agree with that. But this is just the CJRB logo. I know. Let's go. I mean, the choke up position is great. It feels really good in the hand. It feels amazing in the hand. The action is out of control bananas. It works really good. The flick out is great. The button lock works amazing. Okay. May not be the most gorgeous knife, but what I see is if you take a pyrite and you take a frac and you fall right in between them, you get that logo. And so it's an amazing knife. That's why I keep going. Like, I almost want to go like this and just be like, pow, and get a high grade logo and call it a day. Because the reality is the frac is amazing, but it is big. Look at how much blade handle sticks out the back there. It's a larger knife, and so sometimes you just want to do some work with something that's a little bit more manageable of the size. So, I hear you. I think Demco sells 80-25 direct with aluminum scales. They have the Demco does have a lot of variety of options for the 20.5 now. There are a lot of different scale options that you can get, and they are fantastic. But I would almost, say, even though this feels so great and it's the right size, the handle's kind of plain. So yeah, maybe I put that up there. Fook, I can't pick faves. I just put knives in a pile and hoard them. Dude, if you look around the room, I got knives in every place you could imagine. They're all over. I love them all. This is semi-legit. This is just like right now. In an hour from now, it could change. Kubi Titus Altum. Perfect knife for Altum. It's huge. Really showcase that see-through kind of quality. Here's my sweet looking lock. I love it. It's got a good texture to it. Feels really nice. Looks awesome. I would like maybe an upgrade on the blade. This is a D2, so that's just a plain old D2. If they were to make like a really nice blade steel for the Altum version, I would love it. But it's a great knife. Can't go wrong. And then you've got that Tuckamore, that amazing Tuckamore look. Ugh. It's got to sit this way because the pocket clip can't be swapped over. So we're going to just call it for now. It may change tomorrow. It may change tomorrow. But if I were to say today, right now, what are the top 5 knives that I personally own and would say I'd like to have and carry and play with the most if I could only have 5 knives out of my whole collection? These are all hypothetical thoughts because I don't think this. I love them all. I want many of them. I want more. I need more. I must have more. These are cool. I dig them a lot. If I only had these, I would be fairly content. But, it'll change. It'll change tomorrow. I don't know. We will see. I missed it. We will see. What do you think about my list? I need to start making more videos with my talking knives. We've got that one. This one can chat to it. Hello. What are you up to today? It's harder to do with my... What am I doing? My God. Stop. There will be talking knife puppetry in the future. I have foreseen it. What else can we talk about today? What time did I start? I guess it says we've been going an hour and 38 already. Isn't that neat? This is the only channel on which you can see talking knives. You saw it here first, everyone. Someone starts doing it. They stole it from me. What was that, Dan? They stole it from me. So don't even think about considering doing a talking knife video without first consulting the originator, Mr. Kenman. Dan Kenman. Do I have issues? The slow descent into madness. I have been dropping down that spiraling hole for years and years. But the more I learn over time, that's life, man. You just got to go, live it, have some fun. Don't worry about it too much. That's another thing. You get a little older and you start realizing you can go outside wearing less desire, or you know what I mean? You just always be so worried about, I want to make sure I look good, go out. I might meet some girl today or something. And now I'm getting older. I can just go out and look like a grub and not. I don't usually. I do shower. I bathe. Take care of myself. My nails are clean, right? I got short nails. What do you call these nails? Anybody? Those are guitar player nails. Got to keep them short so you don't scratch your... If I play guitar. I mean, I've only been playing guitar for 20 plus years, but I don't currently play. They just kind of sit there and collect dust. It's fun. We were talking about nubs. Next Friday, Bees will be doing talking knives on his channel. Right? Someone bigger is gonna do it and steal it and it's gone. Someone already done it. I don't know. I don't think I could take the credit for it. It's not that innovative, is it? We'll see. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna do some stupid talking knives though. It's funny. Even the ones with the detent, these seem to work. If you get in there tight enough, you can do it. But you need a good flicking hole to make it happen. I don't know why that's fun. What is it we talked about last time that I wanted to kind of go over? Oh, we were talking about dyeing, so the RIT dye and my origins of dyeing knives. So I found a couple. This Frisbee here is one that I did a marble dye on. So it's kind of hard to tell because it's been a few years. So it's had a chance to bleed into the disc. But it used to be mostly just kind of white like that. And then I did this kind of marble kind of a wavy where I added some blues and some purples and stuff just to kind of give it this kind of natural kind of a cloudy, airy kind of a look. That was what I've been trying to do on some scales and it doesn't translate very well. I did a lot of this was a freestyle drawn laser cut. What happens too is over time the dye slowly bleeds out and so those tight lines get kind of thicker and wider, kind of like a tattoo would. But this like a Firebird hood, right? But this one I actually drew with a razor blade. So I used a piece of vinyl and then cut with the razor blade the parts that I wanted to make the color, and then you peel off those areas that you cut, do that color, and then do it again so you can get some yellows, some oranges, some blacks. But that was kind of where my original stuff happened with the dyeing project. Like this one here I did in a kind of a stained glass kind of a look. So it was a clear disc. Which one? This one? This is a Lat 64. Or no, wait. That first one was. Right? The river. Yeah, Latitude 64 river. You must play disc golf. Or you read it. But this MVP was all clear. So there was no color to it. It was just clear. And then I masked off areas and then did this kind of stained glass kind of look and then added some colors inside the actual. This was the stamp that was originally on the disc. And then the last ones I did, I got a Cricut machine, which is basically a vinyl cutting machine. And so with that, you can take a big piece of vinyl, put it in there, and then cut out a pattern. And then you put the whole piece on the disc, and then you peel off the areas of the pattern that you want to do. So boom, this one here, it's kind of bled out, and so the details aren't quite as there. Is it harder to see that with the knives in the way? Just going to move these for a second. It was just kind of like this Japanese-inspired kind of a drawing that I found that I basically transferred into a thing and then cut it out. But the way that ended up working is this one big piece, and I had to go and peel off the little birds and peel off that line and then peel off that little triangle and peel off all the little spots so that it's still totally covered except for those areas, and then you dip it in the dye and then bring it out, and then you end up with that finished product. And so I've been into disc golf for a while. It's a fun little sport that I never really knew about or never really was into until I guess it's been the last 10 some years, but I wish I'd known about it when I was younger. I'd be better. But it's fun. And if you like regular golf, it translates over very well, but you can do it for a lot less. So it's fun. And I had all these dies and I was doing all this stuff. And then I got some knives, and then I learned that, oh, did you know that you can dye handles, like G10 handles and stuff? And I was like, what? No way. Get out of here, right? And then I tried it. And next thing you know, I'm buying more and more knives that I can do the custom work with. And here we are. And I just started doing the last live I did. We started working on these micarta handles. So when I did the full dye, they were nice and dark like that. And then we went in and started doing some weathering. So we roughed it up, sanded it down, and tried to weather it up in some areas. What's everyone think about this? This is my Kizer lead. I'm going to be putting this back together really soon, but I think I'm pretty happy with the way that kind of turned out. It's kind of a cool looking, natural kind of a feel. And get that put back together. I'm going to be doing several of my micartas soon. Let's get that stuff out. So yeah, for now, we're going to say this is Kenman's top 5 knives in possession. Tomorrow it might go like this. You know, we don't know. Or I can always, the bull tusk. God, the bull tusk is really cool. The Ultim is really cool. But yeah, not one of my favorites as far as overall. Who was in here earlier? Does some nice scale die? Oh yeah, Jimmy. This was after talking with Jimmy, and he and I have been discussing some stuff, and he showed me some weathering stuff that he had done, and really, Jimmy was definitely one of the guys that kind of got me. What's up, Kathleen? Welcome to the party. But yeah, Jimmy showed me some photos and some stuff that he had done and kind of helped inspire me for some of the weathering stuff. Without getting into it as much like I did last time, I used to make like cosplay type armor and things like that, where then you would make this piece of armor and then weather it and make it look like it's battle damaged and worn and used. And I was really into that. I was making a lot of gauntlets and like armor plates and things, and then really giving them these extra stories by going in and weathering them and making areas look a little beat up and kind of battle worn, if you will. And so since I'd done it in the past and I really loved doing weathering, when I saw that he was dyeing some stuff and then weathering it, it was like, oh wow, that I gotta try that out. And so did some talking with Jimmy, and like I said, he sent me some photos, and I sent him some photos. We've been talking back and forth on emails and stuff, and helped me come up with some cool ideas. It's fun. When I was young, I loved going to the Ren fairs. I haven't been to one in a long time, but they're pretty cool. I used to enjoy checking them out and going and watching the blacksmiths make actual armor and like chainmail and like forging axe handles or axe blades and stuff like that. It's a fun time. It's definitely a fun time. I should go again. Maybe this fall. It's usually the Ren fairs are in the fall, right? Yeah. But I would definitely be interested in going and checking that out. 3D printing was something else we talked about. Sorry, I'm taking a little sip there. I have a couple of 3D printers. I have some at work that I use, some bigger high-end ones, but I have a resin 3D printer here and then a regular filament like 3D printer. So I get to make some stuff once in a while. Let me try to find a couple things. The resin, I don't know if you know about resin 3D printers, but a normal 3D printer, like here's the table, and then the printer comes down and it makes a layer and then goes up a little, makes a layer and goes up a little and makes a layer. And each layer is like 2 millimeters high. So when you finish something like this, can anyone comment below if they know what this is? Does the switch still move? Ugh. Anybody? If you guess what this is, that'd be pretty cool. I haven't finished it yet. I'm going to put some LED lights in there and kind of work on it, weather it up a little bit. But this is from a movie. This is an actual replica, like movie prop. But this is printed with those 2 millimeter thick lines. So if you look, you can see each layer going up this way. You can hear them. Star Wars lightsaber droid, very close. Very close. But you can see all those little lines. So each one of those is 2 millimeters. Phantasm! Dude! Clint, my man. This is not from Phantasm, but I'm doing a horror theme for my league this year, and I've rewatched the Phantasm movies with the little Phantasm ball, and I was thought about using that for a prize. That's great. That's great. I'm literally just watched Phantasm 1 and 2 recently. That is not what this is. Anyway, maybe I'll let people soak on it for a little bit longer. But you can see those, so you can get some nice details. There's some really good. There you go, Lou. Lou got it. In Return of the Jedi. This is a thermal detonator. He's holding a thermal detonator. And then you go like this, and then the light goes bloop, 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 and they put some lights in there. WG, what's going on? We're just having some fun. I was talking about 3D printing, and so I got this thermal detonator here. And if you see, this is a standard like PLA or whatever, and then you've got 2 millimeter thickness. It makes some nice designs, but it's, like I said, it makes one layer and then it goes up and makes one layer and goes up. I have a resin printer, and what the resin printer is a vat of liquid resin, and a plate goes in upside down, and it burns one layer, and then the plate goes up, and then it does another layer. So the whole thing is upside down, getting pulled out of this resin. Well, you can make 0.5 or 0.05 layers. So 4 layers to 1 layer of this, right? And so what you can get with that is things like this. So I 3D printed this betta fish. And as you can see, I had a few supports on it when it printed, but look at the details. Do you see those lines? No. Blade Walker is in the house. This is a 3D printed fish I did on my resin printer, just showing the quality and the details you can get on our 3D resin print. Look at that. All those fins sticking out, really thin. There's a couple, like you see that little nub right there. That is like from one of the supports. So I got a little couple spots I got to clean up with the supports. But a resin printer, it's right over there. I can print stuff on that anytime I want. But it's a little bit harder to work with. It gets dirtier easier. What's going on, Blade Walker? Where were you at? What shows were you watching? Did you win a knife or something? What am I trying to find here? There it is. But I did print up. I don't know if everyone's familiar with the Lander and the Lander 2, NAF's Lander. Nice little smaller, smaller 5th pocket knife. They open sourced the scales. So these scales I actually printed myself. Got that nice little checkerboard kind of pattern on the top. They were really simple. This was kind of my first test, but I printed these up, semi-translucent material with a nice little texture on the top. But they printed up, they worked really well. I'm going to go in and use my SolidWorks program and kind of design some stripes or some stuff and actually make some textures. There are some cool ones that you can buy that have like moon prints on them and different patterns and things. But I have the design or the whatever for that. So I will be planning on making some more of those in the future. The other one is the Lander 2 that just came out. Lander 2 is a little bit bigger, and it's got this clutch lock, which is kind of like a Axis style lock, crossbar lock. But look at the action on the Lander 2. Right? But this also has open source scales, so I can print some scales. I want to do like a line pattern like this on there. Yeah, they do look, it does look like Ultim. Ultim is great, and this, I was kind of trying to make it look like Ultim, so I get it. I follow you right along there, WG. But yeah, I do have the files for these scales, so I plan to kind of make some textures, maybe do a diamond texture or a couple other patterns or something, and actually get into 3D printing some scales for those knives, which will be fun. And because my printer does have the ability to print this, it shouldn't have any problem printing some scales. Other things I printed, we can have some fun. Let's do this again. So this needs to be painted. But does anyone know what movie this is from? It would definitely look better with the paint, and because it's clear, it's a little bit harder to see. But the reason I printed this clear is because when I paint this whole thing, these rods, these tubes right here on the actual part, Lou got it. It's the flux capacitor right out of Back to the Future. But look at the quality there. Yeah, I can print on that. But when I paint all this, I'll paint that to look like a wire and the brass and stuff. But then this I'll leave clear. So when that's clear, it'll really just pop. This will look really nice. I've got the box. What do I need a flux capacitor for? I have a league. I do stuff. Last year, the prizes were 80s theme. This year, it's horror theme. Do a lot of different stuff, so it's going to be fun. That's why I got all those knives. If you saw those fake big knives, that's fun. Maybe we'll talk about that some stuff at some point in time. Yeah, I also did like a ring. So this I used. I put a gold dust in the plastic. But see how that kind of gets that shift? Kind of looks like a cat's eye kind of a shift. But I guess we'll do one more time here. So this ring. Who can tell me what movie prop this ring is from? It's got one of those, it's basically a signet ring. It's a little hint. It's one of those things where you would have it on and then you would have your wax and dip it in the wax and then go boom. And then that's the seal, proving that you sealed up that particular letter. Got some writing text on the side. Lou doesn't have this one yet. Hey, Lou, what movie is this from? It's actually kind of funny. It's fairly current to the time right now. Although I made that ring over a year ago, but it happens to coincide with current event movies. Are we talking about knives or 3D printing? What's going on? It's all so that I can start designing some more handles. I'm excited for that. Haven't seen any recent movies. Well, the part 1 came out a few years ago, and part 2 just came out, if that helps. I'm not a big, I don't get out to movies. I hardly go. I think the last movie I went to was part 1, and then there's part 2. It's definitely not an Indiana Jones thing. I have not seen the new Indiana Jones. There, WG got it. Dune. This is Duke Leto Atreides' signet ring. And he gives it to his son in the first movie. And then his son does have it in the second film. I read the book back in the day. My dad took me to the movie Dune when I was really young because he had read the book. And like I said, I've read the book a couple times. I've actually listened to the audiobook a few times. I'm a huge fan of the story. It's a great... It's a great story. The book way outweighs the movies that have been done. This most recent movie series from Denis Villeneuve is good. It's a really good set of movies. It's another one of those things, though, where if you are a book lover and you know everything about the book, you're missing stuff. But as a movie for itself, it was really good. I'm very happy with it. If you're interested, I would, if you're looking for a new kind of a sci-fi, kind of a interesting story, it's good. The first one's good. The second one's still in the theaters for a little while. Highly recommend it. Or you go back and watch the old David Lynch one from the 80s. It's a great movie. It's really fun. Really fun, weird, neat stuff. I like it. Okay. Anything else we want to do? How long we've been going on? It's been almost a couple hours. Been chilling, having a good time. What's everyone got planned for the rest of the day? Is there anything going on tonight? Are there some other lives to go to? Or anybody got some fun plans? Going out to the bar. I don't really go out to the bars much anymore. I went to college for many years and definitely got my fill in of being the being out and about all the time. Now I'm getting older and get lazy and just as good sitting around chilling. Although I was at the disc golf park last night till pretty late and we played through the dark. It was fun. Don't forget, guys, Big Red goes live in 10 minutes. Is that 10 minutes? Or is that 10 o'clock tonight? My eyes suck. No plan. I think the tech wasn't up to date for the original Dune. Yeah, it wasn't, because it was early 80s or mid 80s or whatever. So that's the thing, Lou. But have you seen the series that was on the Sci-Fi Channel in the early 2000s? It is cheesy. They are on sets in the desert and the costumes are kind of terrible, but it's still pretty good. It's still not so bad. So. Oh yeah, Fook, your son's still kind of not doing so well. That sucks. You're gonna chill with him tonight. Maybe you guys can throw in a movie or something or play a game or something if he's up to it. But yeah, hopefully he gets better soon. Did Knight's Edge never popped in? He said he was gonna be out in his yard doing some stuff. Beefer Baron. I didn't say hi to Beefer when you came in, did I? Sorry about that. Going on and on about absolutely nothing today, but we're having a good time. Yeah. I have, let's see. God, I've done several unboxings in the last couple of days. I'm kind of flustered on where my stuff is and I'm unorganized. I've been kind of putting crap all over the place. I wanted to bust out my swords and some stuff but once I get, I'm gonna by next Thursday when I do the live on Thursday, I hopefully will have my computer fixed and be able to get the multi screens going, and I'll be able to have a little more space rather than this where I'm at right now. I literally have 2 feet of space between the table and my camera. Can't really get much for it or whatever. Blade Walker, did you reach 100? 3 away. If you guys are on here and you aren't subscribed to Blade Walker, go. He's only 3 away. It's a grind though. Let me tell you, guys. I'm at 3,900. I think I've been going for 7 months or so, and I've been posting a full-size video every single day for probably 5 or 6 months, posting 3 or 4 shorts, constantly editing kind of stuff and going through stuff, coming up with ideas. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Otherwise, everybody, there's a lot to it. And that's the thing is I'm doing it for fun, and so I don't have any expectations and stuff. It's like sometimes people will do it and they're like, I have to blow up and this has to be my main job and I have to be successful. It's like you can't set goals like that. You basically have to, gotta go. We'll see you later, WG. Thanks for coming in. Have a great weekend. But you know what I mean? You gotta put that time in. You gotta be realist, and not everyone makes it. I'm not expecting to do this to make it per se. I love my full-time real job. I really enjoy it. It's kind of the first kind of artistic job that I've had where I get some satisfaction from actually doing it. And I fell into it because I have a lot of knives and I'm a project guy. And I started doing projects and then I started sharing them and I started interacting with the community. And you guys, the community is amazing. You know what I mean? It's just such a nice group of people, and I just love doing this. And because I love it, I want to do it. So I come home. I haven't played video games in 5-6 months because I just love doing this. This is really enjoyable for me to play with knives, mess around with them, come up with some ideas, and then get feedback from people. It's really fun. I just dig it. I don't know how to do the editing stuff. I just love doing it. Blade Walker, you don't have to do much editing if you just hit record and then just post the whole thing, right? Most of my videos are that way. It's kind of just maybe cut the front, cut the back or whatever and just upload it. Up editing stuff, I've made some where you have clips and you got to get the clips put together and then you go and like have to save it and then it takes 4 hours to render and then 2 more hours to upload, and it's something. It is something. But yeah, Blade Walker, you just got to keep going. If you enjoy it, keep doing it, keep at it, and the people will come. Or you have fun doing it and you get a nice little small group of people. If that's what it is, if I sit here at 4,000 for the rest of my life, I'll still probably continue to make some fun videos and do some cool stuff. I want knives. I want to buy more knives. So I buy them and I share that time with everyone else. That's kind of fun. Fook, I like your channel because you seem like you're enjoying yourself. Well, you're darn tootin'. Yeah, just meeting good people and just being able to react. That's what it's all about. Lou, I have to run. Take care. Very good stream despite the hiccups. Yeah. Here we are. I gotta figure some stuff out with my computer. Like if I will continue to say I plan to do it. That's the goal. Jay, I think I'm going to get a Kizer October. Oh my God, my stuff is everywhere. Kizer Mini October. I have a Kizer Mini October. We'll see you later, Lou. But yeah, Jay, after getting this Mini October, I'm definitely on board for the full-size one. This is a cool knife. I love the frag pattern on it as well. The flipper tab is neat. Simple. And the full size, I wonder how much larger it really is. Because this one, when you get that choke up, it feels good. All right, Fook, take care of that kid. We'll see you soon. Have a good weekend. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll probably see you on a live somewhere else pretty soon. But yeah, this October is cool. I'm really happy with it. It's a pretty fun, smaller knife. And I think I'm going to get a full-size one as well. Beaver Baron wants the Bugatti. And I will show you the Bugatti. Where in the rack? There it is. Oh my God. Oh, my wrist. I threw so much yesterday. I'm losing and I'm getting old. But yeah, Kizer Bugatti Beaver. Cool knife. It's got a nice flip out with your thumb. That flick action. It's got a cool shape. Watch the drop on this. Boom. It's like you got to control it. It just wants to go. It just wants to drop out. Super cool knife, though. I enjoy the Bugatti. The first one I got actually had some problems with the detent ball, but they told me to send it in. They sent me a new one, and this one works excellent. It's a cool shape. I like it. Search of the Boker Bulldog. I am not aware of the Boker Bulldog. I will have to look that up. I'm interested. I wish I could look it up now. Okay, enough of the frustration on that crap. I will have it set to be able to look up and like talk about things. And I am looking at the TI October with the milled scales. Ooh, titanium October. Wow, I gotta look that up for sure. Early SKL today, starting now. So everyone's going to dip out, head over to SKL. Yeah, I'm almost done anyway here. I'm surprised. Here we are. We went at over 2 hours. I wanted to set up that multi-camera thing, and I struggled with that for a half an hour. And then I felt kind of bad. I was like, man, this isn't going to work today, but I still got to go live. So then I just did the quick instant live off my phone. And yeah, so that's fine. But what is there, 6 of us in here? It's cool. You guys want to go over and check out SKL. But yeah, I appreciate everyone. Had a good time kind of chatting today. Thursday nights, 6 p.m. Central Time will be my standard live. I might end up starting to do maybe some Saturdays or another day here and there. But Thursdays at 6 will be the normal one. And I'll continue posting a full-size video every day and some shorts every day. And yeah, Clint, thanks for coming. Yeah, we're shutting her down here too. I'm gonna go make my stomach's starting to grumble as well. Oh, I wanted to look at those too. God, did you guys see the unboxing for this thing? So it's got this lock here. Boom. Tell me that's not silly. All right, enough. But yeah, we'll look at some more silly stuff next time. Got plenty of it. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming. And we'll see you all soon. I will get this all situated and we'll get in good shape for the lives in the future. And a lot of fun unboxings and some custom stuff coming really soon. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you very much. Go to that other live. Have some fun over the weekend. We'll see you all soon. Stay sharp.